What's good, everybody? It is your boy, the Super Triple JET here, and Saints Row showed us the new Ultimate Customization Showcase, which is basically a 20-minute video explaining all the new customizations they're gonna have in the new Saints Row title, even bringing back some old options from previous Saints Row games. And because of that, I know we have to talk about it, and I gotta explain how I feel about all the things that they showed us in this title. So let's get this started. So they made a trailer about it at the beginning of the video, and it could basically summarize what everything the developers were talking about, but obviously we got to talk about what the devs said about the new customization that they have. So one of the things I found very interesting was the my preset type option they have for this. It's obviously for the people that don't really know how to start creating their characters, which is kind of cool, because I know a lot of people aren't really big fans are wasting so many hours on customizing the character. They usually just do a couple things and they call it a day. And I actually do like this feature, and if you can see here, they have a community tab, so it kind of means that we're going to be able to upload our characters and download other people's characters like previous before. But those aren't just the only presets that we have. We sure have other preset options like on heads and other body parts, so you can just start off how you want your character to be. As you can see here, you could have like a baby face type situation, or you can have an L head. Like, it's kind of interesting how they're doing this, so this is kind of cool. And sure, this isn't really impressive, but the one thing I did like was that you can have each side of your face look kind of different. So basically, one half of your face could look normal while the other half could look like a monster. So you could have your dream of looking like Two-Face. And those are the only new body features that they introduced in this game. Everything else that they showed us is basically features that we've seen in other Saints Row titles, like having two different types of hair colors in your hair, customizing your eyebrows, having a different type of walk to some extent. And you could argue the eyeball situation where they have different types of shape of your pupil, or straight up having a different eye color in general, or having an amalgamation, which is kind of cool, but I didn't really find it that impressive. It just seemed like another version of customizing your character's eyes. And for clothing, I didn't really find it that impressive. To be honest with you, a lot of the clothing just feels like more generic types options that we're gonna have in the game. Obviously, layered clothing is back, and I'm really happy for that. But everything else, I just thought it was whatever. What I thought was cool was the whole animations that they have for the specific clothing. But personally for me, I am not going to be choosing those types of clothing options. I want my character to look more realistic. If you see me play any of the Saints Row games, you know that I don't go wacky with my character. My character will always look human. I never really rocked with the whole different color schemes of skin tones and having super duper wacky outfits. And they removed the compliment and taunt emotes, and they just had emotes 1 and 2, so you got the situation where your character will have 2 happy emotes or 2 mad emotes and not have one of each like previous titles. Next they showed us was car customization, which is very interesting because they're stating a lot that they have more customization, and I hope that's the case because the previous Saints Row title, especially 3 and 4, their car customization got limited. To be honest, in the trailer they didn't really show a lot about car customizations. All they showed us that they have a preset option once again, and it looks like they have a Saints preset option, which is something I'm probably going to be doing, because if you guys see me play Saints Row, all the cars that I own are always gonna have to be purple because, you know, I have to represent the gang. And same thing with this game, I'm probably gonna do the exact same thing. The one thing I did find very interesting was the equipment option, which is basically you can have any other equipment you can put in the car. Like one of them they kind of showed a lot of was the towing cable, which is kind of obvious what it does. You could tow other people's cars, which is kind of cool, and I really like how they implemented that in the game. And they stated that there's going to be more options when you continue the story, and one of them I saw was the wrecking ball, which they stated was something related to escaping the cops a lot more easier by wrecking havoc. So this is kind of cool, and they have a couple more things like basically moving side to side while driving instead of doing like a super drift to avoid vehicles. And they stated it's not just cars that are going to have the customization. They said vehicles, hoverboards, even helicopters are going to have the extreme customization, which is something that fans have been asking for many years now, because we didn't really have a lot of those options in the previous title, especially with the third when there was a lot of hacks and glitches to see how to customize it that way. Next they showed us was the weapons, and they didn't go really too in depth about it because it was basically very simple, that you're gonna have a bunch of customized weapons relating to colors, brightness, gloss, silver, shine, whatever the case may be. They have that kind of customization feature, and they brought back the skins from Saints Row 4 where you can now have an umbrella machine gun, a potato launcher, rocket launcher, and many more. The one thing I am surprised they didn't reference was the upgrading weapons option. In Saints Row the 3rd and 4, they showed that the upgrading weapons was meant to make your weapon stronger, and sometimes they add an effect that was kind of annoying to see, but they didn't reference that at all. They did mention that a lot of the weapons will have a weird and surprising effect on the player, but they never referenced something like the weapon will get stronger with certain type of enemies. Which is great, because that was kind of a big complaint, that a lot of your weapons could be overpowered and makes the game a lot boring. One thing I noticed they did not bring up was the respect system. And the respect system is in the game, because we saw in previous videos before that there's an XP bar obviously for respect, but we don't know what it's there for. I hope it's not like 3 and 4 where you could use that to upgrade your character, because most likely I won't even use that option that much. Maybe to the point where the enemies get super hard, but not to the point where I'm going to be immune to bullets. But I'm also hoping it's not going to be like 1 and 2 where you have to do the activities to continue the story. We got a quick glance of it, but it looks like we might have food returning in the Saints Row games, which is kind of cool, but they didn't reference that at all. It was just this little ad break they had for the video. So I hope it's back. And the last thing is they brought up was the crib, and the crib, I don't know what they're doing with it, because they stated that you could add like statues in your crib, but they didn't bring up anything else like how much you could customize in the crib. So we don't know if crib customization is fully back. And they kept referencing the second floor, which is basically a room where you could do your whole expanding your empire and your estates and whatever, and you could basically spread out the whole gang organization. But that is basically everything they did show us in this trailer video, whatever you want to call it. And to be honest, even though some of the things were really cool and I did enjoy a lot of the options they referenced, I was kind of disappointed because a lot of things that I really liked were features that were in previous Saints Row titles, especially the layered clothing, because there was no reason they had to take that away from us. So I was kind of disappointed, I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's just me. Tell me in the comments down below, how did y'all feel about this trailer customization showcase? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you excited about the new features they introduced? Are you happy they brought back old features? I'll really like to know. Tell me in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I am out. Deuces.